after many years, John Abraham and Akshay Kumar team up. Their second team up after um, Garam Masala, which I was not a big fan of. Let's see if the team up works this time. Okay, the film I'm going to review today is a 2011 big hit comedy. Actually, I talked about Garam Masala, which I was not a big fan of. It was a mega hit. And I'm kind of surprised it took them so long to do another film together. But this one, and I got to give them a shout out because the last few films I've been reviewing, they're pretty heavy. They're, most of them. And, some of them, like, they really emotionally do a job on you. And this guy always gives me a fun movie to watch to get away from some of the heavy stuff. So I want to thank you at Sadant Gambir 2. He's the one who he actually in fact he wrote in his thing that he's recommended this before. He actually recommended this a long time ago and I didn't get to it. I did a trailer reaction on it, but I didn't watch the film. But the film is Desi Boyz and it's directed by Rohit Dhawan, and it's got a good cast. Akshay Kumar, who I've seen. If you know any of the videos on the channel, I've seen 25, 30 of his films. Baby, Jolly LLB, Kesari, to name a few. John Abraham, Doom. I love Doom. Madres Cafe, Zinda, Deepika Padukone, Padmavat, Om Shanti Om, Pathan. She's a decent actress. I don't think she's a great actress. She's a decent actress, but she is beautiful. Mm. I got another one too. By the way, I think Sadat Gambir wanted me to watch this film because it was funny, but he also wanted me to watch it because there's three women in this movie that are pretty spectacular, starting with Deepika. But the second one was Chitrangada Singh, who I didn't even recognize her from. I just saw her in Raat Akeli Hai, the Bansal Murders. I mean, I thought that woman in that movie, I thought she was good looking, but this was from 2011. She was she was breathtaking. She was also in Gabbar is Back. Anupam Kher, Bengal Files, Oh Wednesday, one of my favorite films. And Buddha in a Traffic Jam. He was very funny in this. Ami Vaidya from Three Idiots. What was his name? Silencer or something like that. I think that's what it was. He was in this, very funny. And I'm going to give a little shout out to the kid in this, who I thought was adorable. Varej Dasani played the nephew of Akshay Kumar. Okay, so let's do a little Maniac movie factoids. Okay, so this was the first team up, I already said, since Garam Masala. I'm wondering why they didn't do, because that was such a big hit. Why didn't they do something sooner? Also, the character that actually plays Jerry and his nephew, the nephew's parents were killed. He's kind of the guardian of this kid. It's a subplot that was influenced by Adam Sandler's film Big Daddy. In fact, there's a scene at a surprise birthday party where the wrong guy walks in first, and then the right guy, which is taken right from Big Daddy. So, and then the other connection to that is the defense lawyer at the end of the film is the official Hindi dubber of Adam Sandler when they are dubbed in Hindi. How's that for a little interesting factoid? Also, at one point, AJ, played by Varej, no, excuse me, by Omi, calls Jerry, Akshay Kumar, International Kaladi, which I knew was his nickname. I knew that. He was in a film Kaladi that I reviewed. And the title it refers not to John Abraham and Akshay Kumar, it refers to Sanjay Dutt, who's very funny in this movie. in an extended cameo. They call it a cameo, but it was more than that. Okay, so that's my factoids. Now let's get into the review. The story. The story takes place in 2009 during the financial meltdown, and it opens up with a montage of newspaper headlines and news programs talking about the stock market, the jobs going away, all this stuff. So it sets the tone for John Abraham's character, who's a financial guy, and Akshay Kumar, who's a security cop. Paul Bart Mall Cop. He gets to ride one of those segways, I think they were called, and that's pretty funny. Their introduction's pretty funny. But they both lose their jobs. So now, and John Abraham's character. Oh, by the way, their names are Jerry and Nick. Akshay's Jerry, John Abraham is Nick, and they're best friends. And this definitely has gay undertone. Okay, they're not gay, but they definitely there's a few things that they do that they're definitely playing that up because in Hindi films, and that's the one thing I've noticed in 3 years of watching these films, they're unabashedly pro bromance. Men can love each other without it being gay. And they do that in a lot. I mean, Sholay is a perfect example of that. And this, Garam Masala is like that too. But this, while that bromance exists, they also like nudge a little bit in the gay direction. It's actually kind of funny the way they do it, including Deepika's father in this, which is funny. I'll get into that too. So anyway, they because they lose their jobs, and Nick is going to get married, so he needs money to Deepika. By the way, beautiful, and Jerry, who has guardianship of his nephew, hasn't been paying the school bills, so he could lose the guardianship, and they're going to put Veer with a foster family, so they need money. So through circumstance, they get a card at a bar, and it's for Desi Boyz, and they walk into this what looks like a strip joint, and that's Sanjay Dutt's big entrance. And his name is Sanjay, by the way. Clever script writing. But he's got a great entrance where they've got the cowboy in big neon lights on the stage, and he comes walking through the legs in shadow, and then he comes forward, and it's how do I describe it? Because like Muna Bai, he's very funny and very likable, but he didn't really play it over the top, and I think that's what made those movies so good. He definitely, you can tell he's having a lot of fun with this character. He's loud. He sings English songs, but he was very funny. I thought he was very funny in this, and I read a lot of reviews on this after I watched it, and a lot of people did not like it. I really liked this movie a lot because it's just one of those films that you just kind of smile through it, and it had funny stuff. It wasn't like rip roaring funny, but I found myself smiling. It was a pleasant film to watch, and the chemistry between those two is between Abraham and Kumar is actually really good. Now they do a couple of things in this film. So anyway, wait, I'm jumping. So the story is they become male escorts, no sex, okay, but male escorts. So they dance with women, they take them out to dinner, that kind of thing. Well, of course, you can imagine once the fiance finds out about it, once the courts find out about it, well, they're going to take Vera away, and Deepika doesn't want anything to do with him anymore, with Nick. So they're not going to get married. They call it off. And then the second half of the movie, it's two films. One film is the male escort stuff, which is funny, and I actually would have liked more of that because that was really funny stuff they were doing. And then right after the interval, it becomes Jerry wants to make himself better to get Veer back, and Nick wants Deepika Radka. Rads calls her Rods, wants to get her back. That's the whole second half of the movie. In fact, for 3/4 of the second half, John Abraham and Akshay Kumar aren't in any scenes together till the end. So I think that, I meuld have liked to see more of the escort stuff. I thought that stuff was really funny. And And in the end, they each get what they want. Um, Deepika Padukone ends up, uh, she ends up asking him to marry her. And Akshay Kumar gets a degree in economics, and the professor, played by, her name was Tanya, by the way, and that's played by Chitrang Chitrangda. I got to tell you something. She was breathtaking. Now, let me just apologize to you as I talk about these women. These women have a very exotic look, something I'm not used to here, obviously. And sometimes I talk too much about their looks and not about their acting prowess, because the reality is their acting prowess is okay. Like Deepika can dance. She's a good dancer, and she's beautiful. She's got just beautiful eyes. But this woman playing Tanya, she took my breath away. She was gorgeous, and I want to see more of her. She was beautiful. And there's another one in the song. I'll get to that later. Who does a cameo? But she's the professor of Akshay, and she knew him when they were in high school. When they were in, well, I don't think high school. We'll call it high school. 12 years earlier, so they end up together. So everything works out happily ever after. They both get jobs, and that's really what the story is. And the story is, it's good. It's not great. I mean, I'd give the story like a 6. I'll give the story a 6, because it's not like it's brand new. I've seen similar stuff like this, including becoming male prostitutes or whatever, male escorts. Had a little Magic Mike, although Magic Mike probably copied a little bit of this for sure. Now, as far as the performances go, you can't, the chemistry, and I actually thought the chemistry was way better in this film than Garam Masala, because John Abraham was okay in Garam Masala. I thought he was much better in this film. His timing, obviously, he that was an early film. This was, he had a lot of film under his belt, but he was, the like I said, the chemistry was really good between them, and the chemistry they had with their leading ladies was also good. I just don't think they really had a lot to do. It's really the guy's movie. I mean, and Sanjay Dutt, who was very funny in the scenes he was in, but the father too was very funny. Like, there were scenes, and this is what I mean about the gay subtext. There was a line he kept saying. Oh yeah, they would hint that Akshay Kumar's escort name Rocco, or Nick's uh, escort name, which was Hunter, like they were coming on to the father, and he kept saying this line, "Don't get ambitious, don't get ambitious." That's what he kept saying. And then at one point they're getting high in this little pool. He was very funny, and I don't think I've seen him in anything like this, as goofy. It was kind of goofy, but in a good way. In a good way. Um, so the performances, and by the way, in the songs, and I'll lump that in with performances, they were both really good. In fact, the best songs were the ones that they were both in it. So I'm going to give the performances, okay. I'm going to say it this way: for the type of movie it was, right? I'll give the performances a 7.5. I'm going to give it a 7.5, because we're not doing Shakespeare here. We're not trying to change the world. We're just trying to have fun. Like Akshay Kumar, he's got great comic timing. He just does. And even a character that shouldn't be likable, he makes very likable. Now the music, and I really liked the music in this. All the numbers were really well done and very catchy, including that theme. Now there's a song, and I don't. When I looked it up, it said it was the theme, but I don't think it was. But there's a song when they when they introduce Nick and Jerry. Nick's on a motorcycle, Jerry's on a Segway, but I couldn't find the name of it, so I'm not going to say what it was because I'm not sure. But it was a great intro for those two. The second song, Akshay's eating breakfast in this beautiful apartment, by the way, and the song is "Let It Be," and it was a lot of it was in English. And he's eating breakfast, and he's lost his job. He's trying to figure out what they're going to do. That was the second song. The third song, this is the big one, and it's the Desi Boyz theme. And it's a great number, and they're so into it. Now they're doing the escort thing, and it's a big number, beautiful women around them, scantily clad, I might add. Although, they're ripping off their shirts left and right, so there's something for everybody, if you know what I'm saying. But that was a really good number, and that beat, I loved it. I really did. So that was a great song. That stuck in my head. That one I'd watch again. The fourth song, now, this is a song, they're doing a bachelorette party, and it's a giant staircase. And the song is Subahon Nade. Don't let the night end. Now, the bride in this had to have been a cameo. Now, I looked this up, and I'm not 100% sure it's her, but I'm pretty sure it is, because she was also, again, Sadant. You just want me to look at these beautiful women, because she was, again, gorgeous. And it was Bruna Abdullah, I think, who was featured in that number in a cameo. And she was great. But in the middle of the song, she transforms, and Deepika Padukone's character rads during the number. And then towards the end of the number, the real Rad shows up and see what Nick does, and that's when they break up. But that was another great number. The fifth song, Jack Marquet, Nick's trying to win her over. So there's this montage including bagpipes. And that was, it was a cute love song. Because, again, the whole second half, he's just trying to get her back. And he's trying to do anything he can to get her back, including put a camper across the street from her house where he's going to live. And the last song is Allah Maf Kar, or Kher, Kare. May God forgive you. And it's as he's taking his final exam. And the thing about this song, the song was okay. It was kind of catchy. But they did this thing with the entire classroom doing things in unison. That was really cool. Opening up their books, closing their books, raising their hand. It was really, really well done. The visual of that was good, and it really stuck with me. And that's another one I would watch again, because I love when they do stuff like that. So I thought the music was great. I really enjoyed all the music in this. I'm going to give the music an 8. And you know me, I don't usually rate music that high, but this was one of those ones where the music really stuck out for me. Not only the tunes, but as you all know, I really like the visual stuff when they're doing the dancing with the big crowds behind them. And again, there were beautiful women all over this thing, including there was one number where Chichang, Tanya, and it wasn't a song, but she takes him. She's all dressed up in like this trench coat. And they go into this Latin bar where they're doing salsa. All of a sudden, she takes the coat off and she's wearing this little short gold dress, and they start doing a little salsa. It's not a big musical number, but it was like my teachers never looked like that. Hubba hubba. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh yeah, that's something that they also did. That I'm not crazy about, but it was kind of cute in this movie. They did two things. One, you could hear the thoughts of characters. They didn't do it a lot, but they did do it. And they also break the fourth wall. Like when you're introduced to Deepika's character, at one point she talks directly to the camera to explain with a flashback, they explain how they met. But she comes right out and talks to the camera, so they're breaking the fourth wall. They do that a couple of times. But that was just, But now, my final verdict on this film, I got to tell you, it's one of those films. It's a little over 2 hours. It's a short one. But it was funny. It was, what's the word I want to use? Because was it a great film? No, it wasn't a great film, but it was a fun film to watch. I was smiling when it was over. I had a good time watching it. I loved the characters. I cared about the characters. So for the type of film it was, I'm going to give it a 7. Okay, I'm going to give it a 7. It was a solid 7, which is a good score. But it was a fun film. So if you've seen it, let me know what you guys think about it. I know it's a 2011 film, and I don't even know how big a hit it was. But I will say this: the reviews I read were terrible. People were killing this movie, and I don't know. I didn't see it like twos and threes, and I thought it was far better than that. Um, so I'm a little curious about why people didn't like it. And again, the cameos are great. Sanjay Dutt is really funny in this. Like the unseen in the courtroom, he gives the judge, a woman judge, a Desi Boyz card, and on the way out, he gives um, Radhika's father a card, Desi Boyz card, and then walks out. It's great. You could tell he had a lot of fun with this. But anyway, so that's my review of Desi Boys. Sadan, thank you for giving me something pleasant and fun to look at. Got a big smile on my face. I appreciate that. Do me a favor while if you haven't already, and right now we're up to 3,640 subscribers. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. But if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button, and share so we can build this maniac community. How many? One at a time, because that's all it takes, right? And keep the recommendations coming. Now, I do want to say one thing about recommendations, and I'm going to put this in a chapter. Okay, boom. So right now I have a list of about 25 movies, all recommendations. I also have songs. I probably have ten songs to react to. And as trailers come out, you guys reach out to me. And I do those right away because they're easy to do. The other stuff takes a lot more editing. But do me a favor when you recommend a movie, take a look. There's a little search window on the channel. Punch in the movie to that first to see if I've already seen it. Because, like, I'm getting lists of 5 films from people, and I've reviewed 4 of them. Now, in fairness, some reviews are done on the old channel, so you won't see them. But I've done on this channel, I think I've done over 400 or pretty close to 400 movies. So check that out first. Also, I got to be able to stream it because the stuff on YouTube just is lousy. Not all, but a lot of it. Like the auto translate is bad, and sometimes the picture quality is not good either. So just check out if I can stream it. Now I've got all the streaming channels. I also can access like Netflix India, but I have Z5, I have Eros, I've got Live, Sony Live now. I've got that too, just so I can really have more platforms to watch these movies. So if you're going to recommend something, just do those things for me. And I also might put out a poll because I've got so many films to watch. I might just put them all on a list and say vote on which of the 5 I should do the next 5. Maybe I'll do that. Let me know what you think about that if you want me to do that. Okay, that's it. I ranted, but I broke it up in chapters, so you're not going to even see this part anyway. Um, that's it. So we'll talk to you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with another movie review, a trailer reaction, a song reaction, or something else. And maybe I'm gonna go check out the Desi Boys. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the real Desi